Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Science of Winning podcast. Today I want to talk about the power of play and how play has been shown not only practically through our practical usage of play in the workforce, but also through research, how play can actually improve your performance and your potential as well as a business leader. So as we get older as adults, and I'm guilty of this myself because my daughter looks at me every so often and says, "Hey, Dada, you need to smile more. You need to have more fun." And so I take that advice very seriously, or maybe I should take it very playfully. We get a little bit more stiff as we get older. So kids are great at this. Kids are great at playing, and they're also great at building bonds and building connections and actually learning. And play has a huge factor for that. In fact, there's a circuit in our brains, which is what they call the play circuit. So we actually have a network. I should say it's more of a network where our brain is actually designed to play. And this is one of the things that research has shown is that kids are so phenomenal. They have this natural instinct of playing and that we actually teach ourselves or we grow out of playing. So the question is, why do we stop playing as we get older and older? And some of us have hobbies. We might ski, we might play sports, we might do those other things. But why are we so serious in the workforce? Why do we stop playing in the workforce? Because business is a serious business, isn't it? Well, there's a lot of studies to show, and our practical work shows that when you include play into your work that you're doing, whether it's individually or as a team, you actually become more effective. And I'm going to talk about the actual benefits of play. So what I am seriously suggesting here is that if you have an executive team that you're working with or your sales team or whatever team it is, incorporate aspects of play so that they can learn how to build those connections with each other much easier. And it actually has a number of other benefits. And I might as well cover what those benefits are, and then I'll give you some real practical examples. So one of the benefits of play in the workforce is that it actually reduces cognitive load. So think about tackling a situation. If let's just say it's this tariff situation, and this tariff situation is pretty intense and it is pretty serious. But if you're tackling it with complete intensity, without any play, right, without any room to play, people are going to get nervous, and that's what's been happening here in particular. People are freaking out when it comes to these tariffs. What is it going to do to business? All this kind of stuff. And when people get freaked out, their cognitive load increases. And when your cognitive load increases past a certain threshold, you stop being creative. And so the reducing cognitive load helps with creativity. The second thing that play actually does is it helps you learn. Okay, as I said, kids are amazing learners. And one of the reasons why they're amazing learners is they do it through play. We are actually our brains are designed to learn through play. So by incorporating play into the workplace, you can actually learn faster. People will actually learn faster. The next benefit is that it actually tests our boundaries. It allows us to test our boundaries in a playful environment, in a not so serious environment. And this is a challenge today, particularly with the younger generation, is that they're not used to pushing themselves. This is a complete generalization. Okay, so this doesn't apply to the entire youth that we have in the workforce, but they haven't tested their boundaries through significant challenges. And what ends up happening is you don't know what you're capable of. And so you think about young kids, they play through rough and tumble. Okay, so they wrestle with each other. And that actually teaches each of the kids that are playing, hey, what is my strength compared to other people? But also, where are my boundaries? Okay, so when I'm pushing someone, if I'm playing rough and tumble, what is too hard versus too light? Because if you're pushing too hard, you can actually hurt someone, or you can even hurt yourself. So it actually helps test boundaries as well. The fourth thing is, and I touched on this briefly, is that it actually helps create those social connections. Kids are great when they're playing. They can build those social connections. They can forget about the color of the other child or their own color, for example, or if there's a disability or whatever it may be. They forget about those things because they're just playing, and it helps build those connections. We need to do that better as adults. And I say this very genuinely, is one way to get rid of the differences between people is to bring them together in a playful environment. And the last benefit, which is a very important benefit, it's a significant benefit, and one of the most important things when it comes to performance and human potential, is it helps increase motivation. So yes, play does help increase motivation. If people are serious all the time, you've probably seen this in the boardroom, that when everybody is serious, people aren't always as motivated to go into those meetings because they can be boring, they can be intense, they can be serious, people can get offended. But if you make it more playful, then actually people might want to be more engaged in those meetings. So those are the benefits here. So I just want to suggest that bringing play into the workforce, and I'm going to give you one practical example that we use when we work with executive teams, primarily teams that are dealing with a lot of uncertainty. We take them through mock scenarios. And this is important for us, and it's important for the team, because by putting them through mock scenarios and making it playful, these teams can learn the strengths of each other. So they can learn the strengths of each other's team members. You can test each other's boundaries. You can actually become more creative, as I mentioned, by being in a playful environment. So we've done a lot of mock scenarios when it comes to the tariff situation and helping organizations create different types of strategies and modify their strategies through play rather than keeping it so serious. And people can be a lot more creative. And actually, people will become much more motivated and get on board when there's more play involved. So I want to leave that with you. The question is, how much play are you actually incorporating into your own day as an individual? But also, how much play are you incorporating into your teams? Whether it's every day, you don't have to do it every day, but at least once a month or something. Do something that brings a team together. And I'm not talking about team building. I'm talking about actual business environment, like mock scenarios, where you can actually be playful and get all those benefits that I talked about. So incorporate play and watch your performance and your potential rise.